And we're live. Hi everyone, Michael. These are my players. Left to right, Ronnie Podolski,
Evening.
Robert H,
Good evening.
and Alison Steele.
Hello.
Excellent. And we're back with another Delta Green operation, our third one actually. Right, guys, and I mean guys and gals. It was about a week went by since your last operation. Shadespire, it was called. And since then, you've learned that the NYPD, of course, became much more, I don't want to say oppressive, but strict when it comes to criminals. Because one of their officers has been killed in the line of duty, and another one has been missing ever since. Of course, you know what happened, but the wider public does not, and probably it's better this way. I presume that some of you probably want to change their appearance, or maybe not leave the house that much.
That is correct.
All right. So during this downtime, I want each of you to tell me what you were doing, starting from left to right. So we'll start with Ronnie. Ronnie, tell me please.
Ronnie he's been having a hard time actually coming to deal with himself and the repercussions of his soul and of his mental capabilities of what happened during the last adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been really sad. He's been pissed at himself, and he's been really pissed at Silva. So, and finally, he's been sort of tackling that he needs to restructure the way he's actually living his life. So he's having a sort of like crisis.
Okay.
He's been tackling this by just focusing on something as totally uninteresting as shooting. So technically, if we're talking game, been doing improving his skill. Firearms.
So please roll. You need to fail.
Oh yes, I do. Hang on, I just gotta find my skill first. There we go, and there we go. I didn't succeed, so I don't improve.
Yes, you are actually a pretty good shot. Honestly, okay. Like, let's pause for a second because I was actually thinking about this, and of course I don't mean I don't mean to say that you guys are have done something funky with your characters, but since I'm pretty new to Delta Green, and like I've said, I still only have my need to know book, which is kind of embarrassing. From what I gather, in the need to know book, you can't make a character that has stat on the level of 80%. And I'm just
80 is maximum.
Okay, I'm just curious. Is it actually like how is it possible to make a stats so high at the very beginning of the game?
Oh, but that's pretty easy because you can have different I want to say jobs, but professions.
Okay.
Can give you up to, I think can give you up to 60. And then afterwards you can pick up to, I think it's 5 skills you can add 20 on top of.
Okay. So like you mean professions like special operator, FBI agent, so stuff like that.
You can have up to 60, and then you can add 10 on up to 5 skills.
Okay.
So that's 70, and then your education or your background can give you 10 on top of that. So you can have a maximum of 80.
Yeah, actually it is possible even in the need to know, because I'm looking at special priority right now. He has firearms on 60%. And there are bonus skills. Yeah, none can be higher than 80%. Okay, like I've said, I don't really like remember that, because the last time I was running Delta Green was at the beginning of this year, and it was only for like 2 months, I think. So that's pretty short, at least for me. Like I said, I'm not insinuating anything, so please don't like take this this way. I'm just honestly curious. I still have a lot to learn, you know. When it
I
comes to this
threw up a
game.
little picture in the Discord chat about from the rule book
Let,
how you choose the
okay,
points.
let me see. Oh yeah,
Fortunately, it's twisted 90 degrees there, but
yeah. I still can move my neck.
it's my plan to have you break your neck slowly but
I already
surely.
have my spine fucked. You don't need to fuck it anymore. Thank you.
Oh.
From the
Mm,
last session.
yeah. Now the lizard people got me.
Oh no, the dreaded lizard neck swing.
Yeah. Lizard backbreaker, reverse backbreaker. Okay, I've read it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joanna, for explaining this to me. I'm obliged. Okay, so now we can go back to actually playing the game. Ronnie, yeah, you've spent some time on the shooting range. You've practiced. Robert, what were you doing during this time? Like I said, it's only a week essentially.
I've been keeping a really low profile, been
Mhm.
hiding out in my ministry, locked up in my office for
Okay.
the most of the time. I have cut my hair pretty short and wears a cap when I go outside, if I go outside. And I've been searching scouring the dark web for things about
The
like
dark web, really?
monsters. No, not the dark web, the deep web.
Oh, even better. Mm.
So I've been searching around the deep web to find something about these monsters and maybe Delta Green, some occult stuff.
Okay, so in games terms, what
I
were
would
you
like
trying to
rise
improve?
occult.
Mm, can you actually improve a code just like that?
I don't really know.
I think so, but not unnatural.
Yeah, not unnatural. Yeah, a code. Yes, you can actually. Yes. A code. Yes, but not unnatural. Okay, so please roll me, Robert.
Yes.
You've passed.
Oh,
Are the odds?
All right. Yeah. So you've scoured the deep web, trying to be as careful as possible because it's deep web. You know.
Yeah, it's dangerous
It's
for my
dangerous.
computer and for me.
Yeah. So you've found some really messed up stuff, but nothing about shadow creatures that kidnap people,
or lizard.
or the lizards, or the dreaded lizard people, who of course control everything.
A lot of articles about tinfoil hats.
Yeah. I mean, if it's deep web, there are worse things there, but we're not going to talk about them here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, Alison Steele.
Yeah, so
Please.
I took a flight back to my like home at Santa Monica, and there
California.
I've been
Okay.
yeah, and there I've been searching, trying to find more information about the occults. I've been searching the web. I've been checking out some libraries, old libraries and stuff like that. So I also wanted to try to be better at occult.
Okay. Just one question: did you later return to New York City?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, of course, please roll the occult. And you failed. So you can add a single percent to your occult, right?
That I
No, no,
don't.
no, no.
Or should I
Actually,
roll?
no. It's hang on. Improved skill is a D10.
But wait a second, I have this. Yes, of course, it's D10. D10 to the skill, 1 to the stat. My bad. Of course.
I think they have revised it as well, so you can't actually raise stats anymore on this. So there is a revision to the rules somewhere about that.
Then that makes sense, though.
Okay.
It does, yeah.
Alright, in that case, Alison, please roll D10 and add the. Oh, wow, 9. Awesome. Okay, you've got. So what? You have now 20% occult.
Yes.
Excellent. In that case, of course, each of you need to deduce one from your bonds, and please tell me from which bond you will deduce the one. Ronnie?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna reduce the bond with my neighbor Andrea Linden, my surrogate daughter there.
Okay.
I've just been cutting her off a bit.
Very well. Robert?
I've been cutting off Amber Rose. So she's really... I've been kind of sketchy to her, so she's worried about me, and she also worried about kids.
Very well. Alison?
I've been not keeping in touch with my dad as much since he's away, as usual.
Okay. Right. So...
Should I also roll a D10 for my occult?
You've passed?
Oh, you succeeded, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't get a raise.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. It was you needed a failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask one question, not in-game related? I tried to lower the score of my bond, and I believe one of them is the maximum and one of them is the current score, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually know what the projected one is to the right there, but you lower the score for the bond because the maximum is always your charisma.
Okay, because when I lower one of them, the other one follows. So
I don't know what the projected thingy to the right there. I don't know what that is.
Let me see.
You just need one value actually for the bond.
Let's see, Alison.
okay, I lowered it. However,
Okay. Yeah, you just deduce one from the appropriate bond. So very quickly. Where is it? Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. So for now, just deduce the bond by one, and later I promise I'll read more about it. I actually really need the book. But fortunately, I think I will be able to buy it soon because it's rather hard to get here from like where I'm from. So I would have to order it from overseas essentially.
Alright.
And I don't really like PDFs. If I can like avoid it, I always go for the physical copy. Even now I'm reading, I have the Need to Know open as a PDF and it's already pissing me off.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll help you out to the best of our ability.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the patience. I mean, I like the base rules I get, so don't have to worry about that. Okay, so anyway, yes, your work unfortunately takes its toll on your personal life, on your loved ones. That's the price of duty, I guess. A week has passed, and you've all received a message on your private phones, secure phones. The message was rather surprising because basically it tells you to drop everything, pack the most necessary things you have, and travel to Miami on the next plane, on the next possible flight.
Right.
You will make contact once you're in Miami. You will make contact with one Sergeant Wesley Fallon of the Miami-Dade Police Department. He will actually pick you up from the airport. Well, he will meet you on the airport, to be more precise. and your handler tells you to like help him in any way possible. Each of you, of course, receives this message, like I said, on your phones. So no meeting this time. This is individual stuff, but time is of the essence. So next flight, it is.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. And fortunately,
Then I think I maybe will take the flight directly from California.
okay, you'll be dead tired. You know that.
Of course.
All right. Sure. So you take flight from Sacramento. Robert and Ronnie, you take a plane from John F. Kennedy, from John F. Kennedy's airport. Do you communicate with each other and plan to, like, meet meet in Miami, or are you just going to, like, land and then maybe we'll find each other out?
I think I try to get in touch with both Ronnie and Allison.
Okay.
To coordinate our arrivals.
Okay. Well, if you do so, and I don't know if the rest like goes with that plan.
I'll actually coordinate with the Reverend that we can go on the same flight down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alison, do you accept the contact?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I guess it's some kind of either teleconference or just, messenger, Facebook Messenger messages. So
SMS messages are more secure, so we just go by those.
yeah. So in that case, Ronnie and Robert, you're first there. Alison, you travel a bit later, like an hour or two later, essentially. You had to pay for the flight from your own pockets, but you guess that if you go to Silva later, he'll probably give you money back, perhaps.
If we don't kill innocent people.
Yes, he actually didn't wrote that in his message, because he didn't have to, that. Yeah, but
I have no idea what you're talking about.
yes, let's pretend that that is the case.
Handler, by the way, could you throw up another mission log for us, and I'll start filling it in?
Of course. Yeah, I forgot about this. Let's make it quick. Mission log. This is 15th. Whip. Whoops. Mission log. Okay, tags are done. I've created the mission log, and it's at the top of the notes section. You can see it there. Right. Cool. Shit. Not this. This. So once you've landed, you've met each other. You presume that Sergeant Fallon will wait for you for quite some time on the airport, but of course, probably not like a day or two, more like a couple of hours. So, well, you meet with each other in the main hall of the main Miami airport. Also, please tell me what you took, what things did you took with you? I don't need to tell you that you can't take weapons on the flight, on the plane. Sorry.
I actually have more or less nothing with me. Like a vacation bag. That's it.
Vacation bag. So I presume like a spare set of clothes, something like that.
Yeah. Flops, stuff like that.
Yeah. Remember, it's 2018, so no knives, no nail clippers, nothing like that.
I know. I do have no checked-in luggage, so I just have my carry-on and just basic like money. My idea is Ronnie Podolsky, so no cover stuff, nothing like that. Just basic stuff.
Okay, Robert, what about you?
I have a similar setup. A travel bag with spare clothes. Of course, my priest clothes in that bag also.
Okay.
And I got my laptop and my Bible, my phone and my charger, essentially.
Very well. Alison, what about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I'm going with like a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
and in like training clothes, like a tracksuit.
Oh, okay, cool. So you...
And in the bag, it's like my laptop and some chargers and nothing special.
Okay, sure. If you guys want to speak with each other, you know, before meeting Sergeant Fallon, now is probably a good time. If not, then please tell me.
I think I will actually, Ronnie here will take speaking in hushed tones on the flight down. I think he will try to happen during the last episode and actually, speaking to a priest, somebody who's used to caring for others' souls and mental peace of mind. So I think that's what Ronnie wants to do.
Okay. Oh, by the way, when you arrive at the airport, it's late evening. By the way, just so you know. So once you meet, you just cordially greet each other, unless Alison wants to initiate some longer speech. Alison?
No,
Okay.
I just say hi.
All right. Yeah. So once again, you're all together. This time in a completely different city. You do actually wonder if it's not if it wasn't Silva's plan to, remove you from New York to avoid the heat at least for some time. It was probably a good idea. Anyway, a man approaches you. The man is a well-built, 40-something, balding man, and someone just left. Ronnie Podolski.
I leave?
From roll, yes. I don't see you on roll 20.
What? Okay, that's quite odd.
Yeah. Anyway, the man approaches you. Out of the game, did any of you watch Law and Order, the TV series?
No.
Okay, so the main character from Law and Order, he looks exactly like this man. You can Google him later if you wish so. But I will, of course, upload his mug to the gallery. You see that, he handles himself like a cop, but you can also see that he has a worried look on his face. The sort of look that, people have when they don't know how to deal with something that's way above their pay, so to speak. Hi, I'm Wesley Fallon, Sergeant Wesley Fallon. Nice to meet you. He nods first to you, Alison, then to Ronnie and Robert, and of course extends his hand, also first to Alison.
Hello.
I'm glad that you've managed to come here so quickly. Please, we should talk somewhere more private, perhaps over there. And he points to basically, to one of the walls at the airport where no one stands. You follow him?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When you approach the wall, of course, he speaks in a hushed tone. You can see that he actually has a bulletproof vest under his jacket, even though it's Miami and even though it's an airport where there's air conditioning. You can already feel the humidity and the hot weather outside. But Sergeant Fallon seems not to care. All right.
Gotta keep a search out, by the way, looking for people who try to eavesdrop on us.
Okay, fortunately there's no one here. He chose this place for that very reason, so that no one would be able to eavesdrop on you. All right, I'll cut to the chase. Look, last night I've responded to a disturbance in southern Miami. This is an area known to be active with Russian gangs. When I've arrived at the scene, well, let's just say that the scene was grisly. There were several men torn apart with knife wounds. Because of the abnormal circumstances, I didn't call it in. Except that I found a cell phone on one of the bodies. And there's, you see that, he's shaking slightly. There's a video of the incident.
All right.
I'll show it to you. And he takes out, just some ordinary smartphone from like middle shelf, nothing fancy. He unlocks it. There was no fingerprint lock or number lock, just switch on the side and it's on. And he opens the camera roll and plays the latest video. He also ushers you to come closer to listen to it because he makes the sound very low. You're still at the airport.
We huddle in.
What?
We make a huddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lean in.
Yeah, essentially, yes. You do lean if you want to listen to the video, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
The video shows a shot of the truck chained shut. Why the fuck are we doing this? The guy is a fucking loony. And why is it so cold? Because he's paying us out the ass. That's why. Now shut the fuck up. Another man unlocks the cargo door to the truck and peers inside. Before a slender, inhuman hand swiftly reaches and rips his throat out. The phone drops to the ground and a hail of gunfire takes over the audio. The gunfire tapers off, accompanied by visceral sounds and cries of pain, followed by a disturbing howl and rapid footsteps. It's only a few seconds, really. When the video is over, he, of course, once again switches the phone off, looks at you. I found a survivor among the bodies.
Alright.
Yes, I've brought the wounded gang member to a small hospital here in Miami and requested care from a friend of mine, Aubrey Watts. The gangster is restrained to the bed and treated for deep puncture wounds, lacerations, and you see that he hangs for a few seconds and third-degree frostbite.
Frostbites, eh?
Yes, in Miami.
Hmm.
I spend most of my time now at the hospital acting as a sentry guarding my, wounded prisoner. This jacket here, I don't even take it off anymore because every time I enter the room, I need to have it on me because it is uncomfortably cold. I can take you to the men, or you can go to the warehouse. I haven't called this in. And the area, the neighborhood is not very friendly, so the people won't call the cops by them. They've called the disturbance, but they usually don't call the police. If you want to, I will give you the address of the warehouse, or if you want to, we can go to the hospital.
I think we'll go to the hospital first.
Yeah,
Or
so
what do you
I.
think, guys?
I agree. We should go to the hospital and ask some questions.
We're gonna need some hardware as well, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the hardware is in the warehouse. There are drugs there and enough weapons to arm a small army. These guys,
Alright, cool.
they were no pushovers. Russian mafia, essentially.
Alright, good. We can just provide ourselves with stuff there. That's should be untraceable as well. It's even better.
Yeah, well, I mean, in all honesty, I would prefer for you to go to the warehouse first. I mean, it's like, I know that you people have skills, and the more we wait, the more there's a chance that someone will actually, stumble into this place. Look, there's. It's not. I mean, it's not only like knife wounds. Those men, they were torn to shreds.
Right. Sounds like warehouse could be our priority one then.
Yeah, sure.
I of course can.
As long as we don't think the guy is gonna die on us.
No, I mean like I said, my friend, the nurse is taking care of him, and she knows his stuff. So.
Okay, so he is stable for now.
Yes, he is.
Good.
And he will probably stay that way. We'll go to him later. For now, I mean, I won't go with you to the warehouse. I need to go back to the hospital, make sure that the man is safe, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah, of course.
But here's the address, and he gives you, Allison, a small, small piece of paper with an address.
Yep, I take it.
You can rent a car here at the airport. Don't take a taxi or an Uber.
Of course.
Yeah.
All
right. Oh, and here's my phone number. He also, gives each of you a phone number. When you're done with the warehouse, call me and I'll tell you how to get to the hospital.
Splendid.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'll go now. Good luck. You see that?
Thanks.
Yeah, you
see you later.
Yeah, you see that the man is essentially like a very, very, very nervous. His way over his head. He just stumbled upon something completely fucked up. Okay, so you're standing in the Miami airport in the main hall. Where to now?
The warehouse.
The warehouse.
We need to pick up a car. Allison, are you here in some sort of official capacity?
She can be. She's CIA. CIA can't operate on American soil.
She's FBI. I'm CIA.
I think Allison is also CIA.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh hell!
So both of you can't actually operate on American soil. NSA can,
Right.
CIA can't.
We have because if we're gonna rent a car, we're gonna need to provide some ID and we're gonna need to provide some credit cards.
Wow. Robert is not CIA.
Wanna go, Robert?
Oh, by the way, the gangster's name, the gangster's name is Piotr Nicholas.
The guy who survived.
Yeah.
Okay, Piotr Nicholas.
Yeah, Piotr. It's Peter in Polish/Russian.
Okay. So, should we get going and hire a car?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
And on our way out, I say to Ronnie and Allison, this mission, do you guys realize that we got a lot of more information that we got last time?
Yeah, I did.
We got to see a video this time.
Actually,
it's really some serious business, I think.
Actually, we didn't get more information. We got different information.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably going to be that we are still missing a hell of a lot of information.
Yeah, but now we know it's some kind of killer beast or something.
Yes, and at least now we cut out the middle hand. At least now there's no Silva in it.
Yeah. And I think we should also, the first thing we should do when we arrive is to stock up on some defensive stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we can protect ourselves. But
yeah,
come on,
if guns work, so many people killed in a warehouse filled of weapons. I'm not so sure.
No, me neither. But I will feel a lot more safe with some guns. Still.
Yeah, of course.
So let's get going. I can pay for the car and let's get moving.
Okay. So you rent a car, probably for a week, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, More expenses, which Silva will need to cover later.
Yeah.
It's an SUV, essentially. Nothing too fancy. Yeah, it probably has a few years under its hood, but it's serviceable and in a good condition.
Great.
I presume that you input the coordinates, the street to your to Google Maps, because none of you, from what I gathered, is from Miami.
Nope.
So this city is completely new to each of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go by navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you drive towards the warehouse. Miami is an interesting city, honestly. It looks like it never sleeps. It's already dark, by the way. It's hot. It's very hot. Even now, even when it's dark, you all begin to sweat. There are so many lights here, and maybe they're not like the pastel kind of lights, like in the 80s. When Miami was one of the most important cities in the States. But the city is still very colorful, and from what you can tell, it actually comes to life mostly when it's getting dark. People go to clubs, to restaurants, they travel to the beach to have a few drinks with their friends. Young, rich men and women drive Cadillacs and generally expensive sports cars. But there's also a darker side. You can see many people who essentially are, well, probably up to no good, standing on the street corners in the less favorable places of Miami. There are still small dark alleyways here, just like in New York or even in Sacramento. You know that that drug trade here is going strong, still going strong. And it's a violent city. Some places are extremely dangerous to to visit even during the day. So you are wary, especially since you're not armed, not yet. After almost an hour, well, less than an hour actually, you eventually reach the place. It is indeed in the less than savory part of the city, mainly Cuban and and Haitian. Which, by the way, if you know anything about Miami, you probably know that Cubans and Haitians don't actually really go along. There were even gang wars previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you were driving through the streets, groups of young men in essentially what looked like gang colors gave you less than pleasant looks. Few of them even, spit as you drove your SUV past them. But, fortunately, no one gave you any grief. The warehouse is away from any bigger street in a place where there are many actually abandoned tenement buildings. So that's why even with all the gunfire that you saw on the video, that's why probably no one called the police. They called Sergeant Fallon, but they didn't call the police again after that. People either don't care, are afraid, or they simply don't like the coppers.
Alright.
The warehouse is a single-story building, old, probably 20 to 30 years. There are no cars outside, but there is this ramp that you can drive up and inside. The doors, of course, are locked. The maintenance doors and the main, warehouse doors, the big warehouse doors. You park, I presume, in front of the place.
Yes.
All right.
We have a way in. He didn't tell us if there would be a door open or anything.
Well, you guess that the door is open because otherwise he would probably tell you that it's closed.
Cool. Guess I step out and keep humming that stupid song. Party in the city when the heat is on. Night on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami.
Oh, Ronnie, come on. Stop being such a tourist.
But this is just my kind of vacation, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not on vacation, Ronnie. Don't you forget
yeah.
that.
Are you sure?
I can feel it calling in the air tonight.
All right. Just walk up to the door and I stand there and I pull the sleeve of my shirt down and go to the door with a shirt, not to leave any prints.
Okay.
And all right, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I swing the door open and hold it open so they can step in.
All right. You open the door. Inside, it's a bloodbath, essentially. The lights are on. The place is lit so well. I mean, it's lit well enough that you see everything what happened there. Shredded bodies litter the area, most of whom have long since bled out. Among the bodies you see there is a small refrigerated truck that is all but destroyed on the inside with its door hanging open. What is disturbing enough is that many of the bodies lie in pools of frozen blood. On the tables placed under the walls of the warehouse, you can see bags of coke, various firearms, and cash. But first, of course, it's rolling time. And each of you will roll 2 times. First, you do see a hell of a lot dead bodies. So,
Ready coming up?
yeah, each of you please roll me Santi.
Oh shit!
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, we were not prepared.
I am.
Alison, you've passed, so you only get 1. You would normally get 0, but like I've said, there are a lot of bodies here. It's a massacre, essentially. So, and the state of them is just horrible. Fallon really should have not used the word stab wounds. These people were not stabbed, they were fucking ripped to shreds by what looks like talons, even from this distance. So, in that case, Alison, you gain 2, and Ronnie and Robert, you failed. Ronnie, you gain 4 insanity points. Robert, you gain also 4 insanity points. And now...
So I deduct points?
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And now also roll, because like this is for the stench and the sight of bodies, but after that, a split second later, you see that the blood is frozen, and that it's actually cold here. Outside it's like 35, 38 degrees, but here mist comes from your mouths. This is unnatural. So
Critical success.
yeah, okay, critical success. Robert, unfortunately. Okay, so Robert, you only gain 1.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh, but hey, 0. Can I roll 0? Is it 0 in this game or is it 100?
It is 0, and it's the worst
Is it
possible
0?
roll. Yeah. Which means that I will roll d6 for you. 4. Remember that when you gain 5 insanity points from one source, you become temporarily insane. But since, for example, Robert also received a single point, but it's from like another row, not from the previous one. Because previously you've got 4, now you've got 1.
Yeah.
So 5. But these are 2 separate rows. Essentially, all of you are shocked and terrified at what you see. The gangsters are all, of course...
So I don't care about the dead bodies, but frozen blood?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, honestly, I would also be completely freaked out more by the sight of a frozen blood. Like, this blood is not semi-liquid. it's like frozen completely, and it does not tow.
I think I'm just actually thinking that, I mean, the warehouse is refrigerated or
No,
something.
it's not. It's empty. There are no crates here.
It
That's
is. It is. That's
that,
why I critically succeed.
that's the thing. That it's not. There's nothing here to produce cold. You know, the frozen, the ice truck, like maybe it could, but it's destroyed. The interior is completely like something burst out from inside. There's also a lot of bullet holes covering, you know, the inside of the truck. The tires are blown to hell. The mirrors, the side mirrors, are, you know, laying in pieces when the bullets struck them. And you of course also see that there are a lot of bullet holes in the walls, and there are a lot of shell casings laying on the floor, as well as weapons. The gangsters here, they've opened fire at whatever came out from the truck with their pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, and shotguns. And these weapons lay next to them. Many of them are mangled. You see an M4A1 essentially bent in two. You see Remington M8070 with its barrel torn away. You see a Uzi SMG almost like pressed flat. Yeah. Your course of action, please. Because for a few seconds you've just stood there like, uh-huh.
I
I
push
aim
the
for a
guys in
gun.
and close the door.
Yeah, let's go from left to right. Ronnie, what are you doing?
Push the guys in and close the door so nobody can see the scene from
Okay.
the outside.
Robert, what are you doing?
I start to move closer to examine the scene.
Mm-hmm. Alison, what are you doing?
I aim for what I can see looks like a well-functioning firearm of some sort.
There are essentially assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, pistols.
Give me a shotgun.
Okay. Which one? Do you want automatic, semi-auto, pump action? There's
Pump
even
action,
pump action. So
because that's the most badass.
yeah. So you've got yourself
Yeah.
a nice Mossberg 590. Okay. There are, of course, there's also enough ammunition, you know, for all of the guns here. Ammunition.
I also grab an assault rifle and hang over my back.
Okay. So in that case, of course, M4A1 for you. You take enough spare ammo, I presume, to fill your bag.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to search the place? If so, how do you want to do it? Where do you want to look first?
I would like to look by. Did you say there was some kind of vehicle inside?
Yes, there is a freeze truck. Refrigerated truck with its doors hanging open.
Yeah, I would like to start there.
Okay.
Yeah, I join him with my shotgun raised.
Okay. So you check the truck first.
Yeah.
Inside the the interior of the truck, not the cabin, but you know, the interior of the refrigerated truck, you've spotted deep grooves in the floor. After a few seconds, you realize what these are. Claw marks. They're deep and long. Like I've said, the truck has been shot to hell. It's essentially wrecked. It will never drive again. Let me quickly just see here. Roll d4. Alison, when Robert was checking the back, you've checked the front. And under the seat of the truck, you found a sealed manila envelope.
Okay.
Do you open the envelope?
Yes, I do.
Inside there are essentially two documents. The first is a printout of a Word document titled "On the Wendigo, Children of Itla-Shua." Along with this document, there is a pamphlet for the Southern Glades Gator Farm, and also there's a large wad of cash.
I put it in my pocket.
The cash?
Yes.
Okay, what about the documents?
Then my keep to go and show Ronnie.
Okay. So you go to Ronnie, while Robert, you don't find anything else at the back except for the, for the claw marks. You guess these are the claw marks.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you make sure that the doors are locked and secure, but no one comes.
While the guys are searching the truck, I'm gonna have to stash up on some weapons as well.
Okay.
Are there any kinds of heavy weapons?
There is a M249.
Right, that sounds excellent.
And
Are there any?
and spare ammo belts for it as well. But no grenade launchers, no rocket launchers, no stuff like that.
All right, the M249 is a little bit too big to go dragging around. I'm just gonna stock up on some pistols or something, like automatic pistols.
You have Glock 18s and Berettas R93s.
A Glock 18 sounds nice. I take actually 2 of those and ammunition to spare.
Okay. You also have like 30 round mags for Glock 18s if you wish so, or you can go with standard 70 round mags.
Oh hell no! If they have the 30 round mags, I'll take those.
Okay, yeah. Just remember that with a 30 rounder, you won't be able to hide it.
As easily. No, I know.
No, you won't be able to hide it at all. It's a 30 round magazine, straight 30 round magazine. You won't be even able to maybe under a trench coat, a heavy trench coat, but not under a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, no, definitely not. Meanwhile, while the guys are plucking stuff from the truck and stuff like that, I'm just gonna shove the accessibles, the coke and the money. I'm just gonna stuff that in a bag.
How much coke? How much money? Basically, you see that the coke is in large half kilos worth of bags.
Oh.
So, and there are like at least dozen of bags.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like I've said, these guys were serious players.
Okay.
And yeah, like there are also a lot of firearms here. And when it comes to money, you guess that easily it will be a few, like a dozen thousand, like maybe 12,000, more than a dozen thousands of dollars. Sorry for me saying like that,
All right. Well, I'm just gonna scratch down maybe about 4 kilos of coke and the money.
Okay. Where do you?
And I think I walk out while he is doing that?
Yeah,
Since
you all see that essentially. Like I said, it's an open, empty warehouse except for the bodies and the frozen truck.
Well, I look at you with I'm looking kind of wondering what the fuck you are doing with the coke. And when I come to you, I ask you, what are you going to do with that?
I have no idea. It's just collateral, I think. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I'm just imagining we might need it, so I'm just stuffing some shit in a bag.
Do you realize if the Russians find us with that stuff, they will assume that we did this?
Or if the police stop us.
I haven't even gotten it yet. I'm just taking guns and I'm stuffing some of the shit in a bag. I'm not bringing the bag.
So why are you stuffing the bag if not bringing the bag?
So it's ready to go if it needs to.
If it needs to, right. I walk away and I pick up a gun and holster it.
But guys, please look here. Look what I found. And I show them the letter.
Well, like there's... Whoops, sorry. Sorry for this. Yeah, so like I've said, there's the printout of a Word document titled "On the Wendigo, Children of Itla-Shua," and there's also a pamphlet for the Southern Glades Gator Farm, and a large wad of cash.
No cash, no more.
Yeah.
I got them.
Okay, yeah. By the way, Alison, you think that it will probably take you a few hours to read this?
Okay, it's so long.
Like maybe 2 to 3 hours to read the whole thing.
Okay, ask the guys if they think I should sit down and read it,
Actually,
or
I'm going to start with searching the room because that thing had to get out of here somehow. So I'm going to start searching for an exit just to make sure that that shit is not still in here somewhere.
Yeah, could I maybe help Allison out to like read some stuff? If is it
No,
possible
no,
to? Oh,
it's not.
no.
There's only a single copy, and
Okay.
it's like if you want to read a book by 2 people at
Okay.
once.
Okay.
You check the farm, like I've said. I mean, you can check the pamphlet. It's a pamphlet for essentially a gator farm, which is popular tourist attraction in these parts of the country.
Okay.
People
Then I'll do that.
People come to Miami to see the gators. And by the way, the large wad of cash found in the envelope is it's few $1,000s in $100 bills essentially.
perfect.
Um,
Well, I start reading the
so
letter of Vintligo.
it's not a letter. It's essentially it's a whole work about Wendigos. It's that's why it takes a few hours. It's like
The Wendigo was the creature we
Out.
stumbled upon at the first
Yeah.
mission.
Yep.
No, it wasn't.
Ah.
No,
Okay.
no. Silva told you that he once encountered a Wendigo and it took a napalm strike to take the creature out.
Okay.
You've encountered something that you don't really know what it was. Just as with
Okay.
the previous encounter with the Tsalmavev. Whatever the hell that was. So you know. But of course you are all Americans, so you know the folklore, you know what a Wendigo is. Wendigo, Bigfoot. It's associated with Indians, but other than that, unless you have anthropology, you don't know jack about Wendigos.
Maybe I have. No.
I have anthropology. That's why I thought I was gonna read it.
You can
But maybe
roll.
I can read it to when we're going to bed tonight and keep on searching instead.
Do you want to go to bed tonight? Because remember that there's
Probably
also the wounded Russian gangster and Ronnie. When you've checked the warehouse, you found something rather interesting. Large tracks coming towards the exit of the warehouse. Frozen large tracks. And it's not that it's blood. It's like something stepped on the ground and the ground froze where it stepped. The tracks
Still frozen.
the tracks look human, but they look like they belong to a very, very, very big human, essentially. Very tall.
Possibly with big feet.
Yes, but that's for Ronnie. Alison, you begin to read this.
Yep.
So my question is, do you guys want to wait for Alison to finish this? And do you really want to stay here in this place with the dead bodies everywhere?
We're not going to stand here and freeze.
I mean, that's one thing. Like, you won't freeze; it's very cold. But do you really want to stay with like half a dozen, if not more, torn up bodies? Probably something like, few kilos of coke and about $20,000 in cash, not to mention weapons, and just read, or do you want to like pack things and drive somewhere else?
I put the letter in my pocket and I continue searching.
Like I said, it's not a letter. It's like a student's work. It's like
Papers or whatever.
So in that case, you're talking about the pamphlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, all of the papers.
So you put it in your bag.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you check? In that case, do you check anything else?
Yeah, I continue searching through some of the, I check some of the boxes, and I asked the Reverend if he wants to take a look at some of the bodies, since he's the only one of us who knows anything about, like,
medical stuff.
yeah.
That I would like to do. I
Roll
walk
medical.
up to first aid or medicine.
Medicine.
Schwung.
Oh, just you've passed. So yeah, nice. These men were killed, obviously, not by someone wielding a knife, but by someone with incredible inhuman strength, and who was also possessed of a set of rather large claws. These men were butchered, and they didn't even stand a chance. You... Sorry. You don't know anything about the frozen blood, unfortunately. What's actually rather interesting is that you don't see any blood inside the truck, inside the wrecked truck. And that's it. You know, throats ripped out, intestines laying outside, hearts slashed to bits, appendages removed by, you know, what looked like just some kind of inhuman force, skulls crushed, you name it, it's here. One man is even torn in half.
Oof.
The contents of his intestines are now mixed with his frozen blood, creating a truly disgusting and despicable, you know, ice sculpture.
Guys, there's not that much to find here. They were just slaughtered. I mean, I don't know what to tell
of
this.
GPS.
Alison, you can roll for anthropology if you wish so, if you have it.
I do.
So roll me, please. Nice. So, like I've said, you know a bit more about the Wendigo legend than the guys. Essentially, it's associated with Northern Americans, with, you know, indigenous Northern Americans. Interestingly enough, Wendigos are not Bigfoots, you know, contrary to the popular belief, to the pop culture. From what you remember from your studies, they are like spirits. They're spirits who inhabit other people, who possess them, essentially. And you don't remember all the details, but they are connected with cannibalism.
Okay.
But that's essentially all you get. You guess that the printed document, which is like, you know, about 30 pages big, maybe 40, contains more about these things. I don't, of course, need to tell you that Wendigos are considered a myth. They're not real. That said, shadows that come to life and drag people to wherever they do, drag them, should also not exist. Yes.
Could I determine if the bodies have been eaten upon?
I was just about to say that I wanted to call Robert, like say, you don't suppose that any parts of the bodies are missing?
Robert, since you've okay, you can roll once again.
All right. That's in there. Ooh.
Nice. Yes, some of the bodies do indeed look like they had huge chunks of them eaten, essentially.
Guys, I think there's some parts missing from the bodies. Definitely something has been eating on them.
Right.
I'll be back in a second, sorry.
Okej, så det verkar ju som att den här grejen inte är mottaglig för skott överhuvudtaget. Jag får käka på dem under tiden han flyger runt.
Det låter ju så.
Eller slafsa alla sen käka det.
Ja, det är ju möjligt. Det kan ju vara att den käkar för att läka.
Mm.
Jag tror den käkar för att det är namn.
Ja, ska vi dosa på vapen eller ska vi inte ta med? Ska vi ta med grejer eller inte?
Alltså vi tog ju ändå en SUV så att jag tänker att ta med sig vapen så att vi känner oss hyfsat trygga gör vi ju i alla fall.
Mm.
Jag tänker bara att argumentet är ju fortfarande att då tar vi saker från brottsplatsen.
Ja, men det är ingen som vet att det här är en brottsplats än.
Men det är antingen så lastar vi på som fan eller så skiter vi i det.
Det är så svårt.
Så vilket blir det fel?
Vi har redan tagit ett stort manuskript med saker som låg i bilen ju.
Ja, precis. Låg under sätet där. Jag tänkte försöka kolla om det fanns GPS i bilen, om man kunde spara var den kom ifrån. Om den kom från den här Gator-farmen.
Kan vi kolla om kropparna av telefoner på oss.
Det är de ju säkerligen. Men de har ju säkert varit, alltså bilen som kom in, då måste det ha varit Wendigon eller den här varelsen var ju där bak i bilen.
Ja.
De körde. Var det den kroppen? Han borde ha en telefon som visar var han var.
Men var inte det telefonen som polisen visade?
Men om Wendigon var i bilen då? Fångad på något vis. Visste inte de frakterna kanske?
Ja, det var ju spår där bak, så det måste ju ha varit liksom där bak.
Det var ju klåmarken här inne.
Ja.
Precis. Men då är också frågan, alltså om den har sån kraft att den slog ju sig ut.
Mm.
När den var framme. Den kunde ju slagits ut precis när som helst. Hör. Den har ju väntat med att slå sönder dörrarna tills den kom hit. Av en anledning i så fall.
Och därav kan vi tänka att den är ganska intelligent.
Ja, och den måste ju också ha velat göra det här. Den måste ju ha kommit hit av en anledning.
Ja men precis, det är det jag menar. Då är det någon form av intelligens. Den stannar. Okej, nu står bilen still liksom.
Borde kanske prata engelska för inspelningen, tänker jag.
Ja, kan vi göra sen när han kommer tillbaka. Så kan jag klippa bort allt sen.
Ja, men det är bra.
Men vi får ta det här igen på engelska.
Ja.
I'm back, sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Everyone's here?
Yeah.
Did you get hungry?
Yeah, I'm stuffing my face with pizza, sorry.
No, I
Yes, you know,
fully understand.
talking about like dismembered bodies, and of course you get hungry.
Of course.
Cannibalism.
I'm a cannibal.
I just had to have my baby pizza.
Yeah, I have cold pizza from yesterday. The best kind of pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
We were discussing a few things here, and just a few thoughts popped up.
Say no more. Everyone should
All right.
everyone should put pineapple on their pizzas. I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Hawaiian
think
for
we agree.
everyone.
Hawaiian for everyone, and we're in Miami. Oh yes.
Should be renamed Miami Pizza.
Miami pizza. In all seriousness, of course. What were you discussing?
Yeah, because we are so serious.
We were.
For a second.
Yeah, we were.
Nice segue. We were actually discussing what actually was inside the truck, and if there was GPS in the truck, some kind of tracking.
No. You didn't
Okay,
didn't saw any kind of GPS receiver.
And we would, and I would also like to check the bodies for some kind of cellular device.
You find a few cell phones. They're mostly destroyed, either frozen, like coated in frozen blood, ripped, smashed, broken. Like each of the bodies, you know, it's not only torn. the bones are smashed. These people were completely obliterated.
Okay.
In case of some of them, it would probably be. It's even impossible to it would be impossible to identify them based on their facial features. Because some of them don't have their faces anymore. One is eaten, the other is torn away. Few heads are popped. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna move over to the truck and I'm gonna look at the inside of the doors on the truck because what I'm trying to figure out is the doors were hanging off, meaning that this thing broke out from the inside.
Yes.
What I'm trying to conclude is, did it break out like just one punch with the scratches on the floor? It just threw itself on the doors and it flung open, or has it been pounding on the doors for a long time?
You need to make a criminal roll. I mean, criminal.
Criminalistics.
Yeah.
Criminology.
Forensics. Sorry, forensics roll.
Forensics 0. No, it's got to be criminology. Forensics is dead bodies.
I
But
have
still,
forensic 60.
Okay, so you can roll on criminology in this case.
about here. I'll actually try for that one as well. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so you can add 1%, Ronnie.
Reverend, could you take a look at this?
Okay, of course.
I'm just thinking, as we were talking before, the thing here in the back of the truck, it came here probably for a reason. It broke out when it was here. It came for a reason. It has to come here. It should have taken something before it left or whatever.
Like I've said, there are trucks, large trucks, living outside.
Oh yeah, we got that. It's just that it had to have come along for a reason. It had to come here for a reason.
It was probably rather brought here for a reason.
Possibly, but if it could break out that easily, we're just arguing that it probably allowed itself to get here.
Perhaps. There's, you can always ask the Russian.
Yeah, I think we should gather up here. First, I will take a look at what you're showing me.
Okay.
So, could I roll forensics?
Forensics is, like I said, the dead bodies, so
Criminology.
you should roll criminology in this case.
Criminology. Okay, I have like criminology. 11. Wow.
Okay.
Try.
Add 1%.
Are there any demolitions here?
Like high explosives?
I can check if it's criminology. I can check.
Then please roll, Alison. Yes, Ronnie, there are hand grenades and bricks of C4. Oh, nice! Alison passed.
Great.
There are even, detonators.
All right.
Alison, the thing essentially broke out with a single swift, brutal motion.
Okay.
You shudder to think about its strength. Because the frozen track is still rather it looks solid. It looks like a sturdy machine.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we should gather up and talk to the Russian guy.
Right. I'm gonna swap the 30 round mags for the Glock 18s to an ordinary mags. I'm gonna bring a. Is there any kind of long range rifle, automatic or normal?
The longest rifle that is available is M16A4.
That's good. Good.
It has a solid stock, like tactical rail guards. There are no like foregrips here, red dot sights, stuff like that. These weapons are pretty bare, but there are a lot of them, and they are military. This is military surplus. These are not civilian weapons. Yeah.
Swap the mags on the Glocks. I'm gonna take the M16 Is there like a Spaz 12 or something like that as well?
No, if you want auto shotgun, there's Benelli M4.
Right.
Essentially,
that as well.
it's a semi-auto shotgun.
Yep.
If you guys
That's good
watched the second part of John Wick, that's the shotgun that he uses in the catacombs.
Haven't seen it.
You should. It's actually a very good movie. Like the whole series is solid.
Nice.
I'm gonna shove some hand grenades and some bricks of C4 and a couple of detonators as well into the bag.
Okay, so like your bag is stuffed. It's very heavy.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna drag the bag out to the car.
Anyone else comments on that? I'm asking only because Alison mentioned it earlier, so I'm not sure if you're still anxious about that.
Yeah, are you cool with that, Alison, or what?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Are you, Ronnie? What the hell are you thinking?
With the guns?
No, not with the guns. We need guns.
What, with the explosives? I'm good with explosives.
And the drugs?
Oh yeah, those.
What do you need the drugs for? Because
Should
Ronnie, if you like try some of that shit, you could get really hooked. Believe me, I've been working with people in the AA for a long time.
I don't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. I just thought it's money. It's currency, right?
But as I said, if the Russians they got guns, they don't care about guns, I think, because the money is in that.
Then
drugs.
It's a bargaining chip. We just give it back. We can if we have the drugs.
It doesn't work like that. They're gonna kill us if they notice we have it.
They're gonna kill us just for being here, I should say. But okay, yeah. If we leave it, do you think it's gonna just stay here?
No.
No, but at least we don't have it.
The police will have to take care of that later on.
All right, fine. No problem whatsoever. I throw up the 4 kilos of coke. I throw them back on the table.
Okay.
I wipe them off, my fingerprints from them as well.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you guys do realize that you've left a lot of fingerprints anyway. Checking the truck, checking the bodies, taking the guns. You don't have gloves.
No, we don't. We need actually. Do we want to try and wipe us down as best we can, or just screw it?
Oh yeah, screw it. This is a warehouse. We could be working here for all that I know. So.
Or should I rig some C4?
Should you blow it up? No, come on, Ronnie. Oh,
I'm just asking.
I think I preferred Rasta Blasta, man. I'm just saying. Bring Rasta Blasta back.
Way to get rid of
For the love of God, let's get out of here.
All right, I throw the drugs back on the table.
Okay.
Good.
You throw the drugs back. You take your weapons and you place them inside the SUV.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, those drugs, you do know that 4 kilos, like $4 of coke, like that, it's thousands of dollars. Like no joke. Literally, there's probably like more than $1 million inside this warehouse, just from the drugs alone. But of course, it is very, very, very dangerous kind of income.
Yeah, and we don't do that shit, please.
The only thing we do is hash,
actually,
because we work for Delta Green.
You actually know that the government does exactly this kind of shit. Of course, you can be clean. That said,
just gonna run off and take a quick drain of the lizard. I'll be back soon.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's also a way of saying it.
He's bringing out the lizard man or the lizard people. Oh.
The
Jesus Christ. I was not prepared.
No, me neither.
Pizza.
He says a lot of weird shit, but I wasn't prepared for that.
You should hear him in Swedish. He's way off sometimes. He says the most awesome, weird, funny shit.
Well,
Oh lord. I will just get a drink.
okay.
Doesn't people come prepared? I have a water bottle here. I don't need to go anywhere.
I also have like a mug full of water.
Are we talking about me?
No. Why would we ever?
We're not talking about you. We're talking with... No, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
I said that you were even funnier in Swedish.
No, I think the correct way is he's even weirder in Swedish. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
the
was-
bad kind of funny. Yeah, I get
I was trying to be polite.
Well, I'm not, so that's fine.
We still love you.
Tell
I
tell
am
that to my suicide.
I am holding a lot of stuff
Sorry.
back, when it comes to humor, because call me old-fashioned, but when a lady is present, I won't say something.
Oh, then you're in the wrong company right now. I can tell you.
I'm
We'll get
chivalrous
there.
and shit. I'm too chivalrous for this. Well, time to take Jerusalem, I guess. That was wood. Anyway, wow, Ronnie, you are fast when it comes to like taking a piss. Honestly, I just realized that you're back.
I do have that kind of profession.
Or there's the possibility that you have a battle nearby. Eh?
Well,
I respect that,
a gentleman never tells.
of course.
The
Wait,
fuck?
what?
This is awesome. This is so awesome.
Oh.
Anyway, the
Oh,
warehouse blows up.
What?
What?
No, just kidding, of course. Yeah, you pack the things, you leave the warehouse as it is. Fortunately, outside there is no one, but I do want to ask you if you are following the trail. Because as you exit the warehouse, Ronnie, you see, to your horror mixed with amazement, I guess, that the frozen tracks are actually outside. They haven't towed.
Holy
It's
shit.
for 30 something degrees and there is ice on the pavement.
This kind of complicates things.
We need to talk to the Russian.
Or do we? Or should we track this thing before they actually thaw out?
No. We need
For
to
it
know.
melt?
No.
But I mean, come
Maybe.
on. It's been several hours and it hasn't melted yet. I don't think it's gonna.
No, I don't think either. But we need to know. I'll get to know a little bit about this thing. So I suggest we talk to the Russian guy.
Okay.
All right. I take note of the general direction that the tracks are leading off in.
South.
So we go to the Russian then, I guess.
Yeah.
Throw a message to the policeman.
Is it a long drive?
Is
From
the
where we are?
drive from here about half an hour.
Okay.
So you drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a small
Yeah.
hospital in Miami. It's not like the main hospital or even one of the main hospitals. It's a small hospital in a slightly better neighborhood than this one actually. You do drive, your car with the trunk full of weapons, because I
Yeah.
don't think that any of you has the long weapon at him or her.
No.
Okay, just checking. Alison, did you also took some kind of handgun?
Yeah, I took a small pistol.
Okay, so in that case, let's go for the tried and tested Glock 17. Ronnie, you have your Glock 18, and Reverend, you took what?
A handgun.
A handgun. 1911 sounds good. M1911A1.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There were no holsters, so you had to put the guns, the small guns behind your or waistbands behind your belts, stuff like that.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Eventually, you reach the hospital. Mm, from the looks of it, there is almost no one inside. Only a few lights are on. Then again, it is quite late. You enter inside, and there's a small reception, of course, with a young girl sitting behind it. A nurse who's on reception duty. She's drinking from a large cup she's drinking coffee. You can smell it in the air.
Oh, lovely.
Through your typical hospital smell of sterile rooms, disinfectants, and something else. It's actually fun. It's rather cold here, honestly. But maybe they just have air conditioning on.
Air conditioning cold or colder cold?
It's air conditioning. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, but of course when you've entered, it was like your first thought was like, oh shit, it's air conditioning. Okay.
Of course.
The nurse
All right.
looks at you. You see that her name is Maria Lopez. It's on the plaque. Hello and welcome to St. John's Hospital. How may I help you?
Look at Allison.
She looks at Allison because no one
Yeah,
answers.
we're here to talk to Mr.
Fallon.
No,
Yeah, Fallon.
Wesley Fallon.
the Russian. He was
Sergeant Fallon is here. So we're
So
here
he's
to
here
talk
as
to
well. Yeah, we're here to talk to Wesley Fallon.
She looks at you strangely because you've mentioned the Russian, but after you've mentioned Wesley Fallon, she's like, "Oh, you're from police. Of course, Sergeant Fallon's on the first floor with Nurse Aubrey Watts. Room number 12."
Thank you.
Thank you.
You move through the corridors of the hospital, which are honestly empty. That said, as you pass a number of rooms, you see that some of them are occupied by patients who are either asleep or they're watching TV or reading books. Mostly older people. You go upstairs, find room number 12. Inside, you see that there's a man lying on the bed. He is restrained, actually. You also see Sergeant Fallon sitting on a chair, reading a newspaper, and you also see an older woman. I mean, older, like 40 something, older than the nurse downstairs, who's checking some kind of medical equipment. As you, I presume, open the door, you feel cold, and this is no air conditioning cold. It's freezing here, essentially. You enter the room, your breath immediately mists, and you see now that the nurse is actually also wearing, a few additional layers of clothing, and Fallon has his jacket all zipped up. He stands up, looks at you. Oh, you're here. Aubrey, please meet my colleagues. They will help with this case. The woman, who's pretty attractive for her age, approaches you. Hello there. My name is Aubrey Watts. I'm a senior nurse here and friend of Wesley. Pleasure to meet you. She shakes each of your hands, starting, of course, with Alison.
Sure.
You also see the prisoner. Once again, I would like to remind you that it is uncomfortably cold. It's not the warehouse level cold. This here is just unpleasant. You see that the man laying in bed has bandaged arm and 4-point restraints. His skin is pale and tight. His breath is shallow. You see that he is severe condition, but is conscious. He looks at you. He looks like a tough man, a brutal man. Pockmarked face. You know, there are some tattoos peeking from beneath his hospital gown. If you want
Is the
to
cold radiating from him?
No, the cold is just here. This room is just cold. It's like the cold is everywhere here. Fallon looks at you expectantly and looks at the prisoner. Well, you've found something in the warehouse? You want to speak with this man? I guess not.
Yeah, we have been to the warehouse and we found some really disturbing things. And we would like to know what he saw, what his side of the story is. So let's start there, I suppose.
And please, by all means. Aubrey looks at you sharply. I would just would like to remind you that he's a patient. So please try and be gentle.
Of course, we will be very gentle. Yeah, of course, we will be gentle.
So I presume, Reverend, that you're the one speaking to him, or not?
If not, anyone is opposed.
Yeah, he needs some religion in his life, I think.
All right.
Everybody does.
Yeah, Ronnie, you're not speaking to the man.
I'm just leaning back. I'm being the tough guy in the background, standing with my hands crossed.
You're a tough guy who's essentially freezing his ass off. Yeah. Right, Reverend. So you sit right next to the man. He looks at you. His eyes are focused, but it's like he's not entirely here. But he looks at you like he knows that you're here, like he recognizes you, of course. I mean, he acknowledges you, essentially. A priest, just my luck. Is it time already?
No, we don't hope so. Good evening, sir. My name is Robert H. Anderson.
Piotr. Pleasure to meet you, Father.
Likewise. We are actually working with the police to try to find out what happened to you guys over at the warehouse.
You're no cops. You're FBI, I know it.
Mainly I'm a priest, and I'm helping out the cops. And I would like to ask some question, if that's okay.
Sure. I mean, what choice do I have, eh? It's not like I'm going to jump from this bed and escape.
No, you won't.
No.
So,
no, I won't.
we've been to the warehouse, and what did actually happen to you guys? It was a really gruesome scene.
Look, we were just talking there. We had this sweet deal made with this weird rich guy from a farm. He asked us to deliver a truck to him. Paid good money. But then suddenly, I don't remember, was it Sasha or maybe Vasily? They wanted to make sure that this thing, whatever it was still inside, and he opened the door, and I mean, I saw a man, a tall, emaciated man wearing an antlered deer mask. I'm not sure how or where he got a knife, but goddamn, he was fast.
Yeah. That's pretty horrible. Did your colleagues...
Look, I don't really remember what happened after that. I mean, I remember screams and blood and gunfire. I think I shot my piece as well, but I don't remember anything really. I think I was stabbed. My arm was like he cut me. The bastard cut me with his knife.
Yeah. And did your comrades act any different from like they used to? Were they in some kind of trance? or some
What
weird
are you
states?
talking about? No, I mean...
Did they open? I mean, did they open the door of free will?
He looks
to
at
check?
you like you're crazy, essentially. Uh,
This is just standard procedure. I'm just asking to get a grip
Look,
of what happened.
from what I remember, either Vasily or Sasha, they wanted to check that the merchandise... Well, they actually just wanted to check the merchandise because we didn't know what was inside. It came from the north, like from, I think, north of the States or even Canada. And since this guy, he was paying good money, he was paying big money, we wanted to see what we were transporting to him, what we were going to transport to him. So yeah, it just was a curiosity, I guess.
Okay. So what was the name of this rich guy that you were talking about?
I don't remember. It sounded funny, like Eduardo, Edvard, something like that.
Eduardo, maybe?
Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I think Mikhail no knew, but I guess that's since I'm here and I didn't hear about any other of my other colleagues. I guess they are all dead, probably killed by that crazy fucker with a knife and the antler mask.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Suka, блядь, пиздец. Uh,
I'm sorry. Are you a religious man, sir?
Not really. I mean, I have a few tats, of crosses, but mainly for good luck. One on my inner thigh. I mean, yeah, for
Okay.
good luck
Of course.
with the ladies.
Of course, we all been there.
He looks at me strangely. Oh, I heard that you American priests, yeah, you can actually use your peckers. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually can.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
It
that's
actually prevents, the nasty stuff like you hear
Yeah.
about in the news all the time when they fuck kids.
Yeah.
I always
those-
thought that if they could have wives, they wouldn't have to do this.
You're
Yeah.
probably right, sir. You're probably right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't feel so. Excuse me. You see that Audrey, approaches him. He's tired. Look, I think that's enough for now. The
Okay.
man, he's in a severe condition. He's stable, but I would like for him to remain that way.
Yeah.
When
Of
he
course.
when he gets better, you can ask more questions.
Okay. Thanks for letting me talk to him.
Fallon, gets up, looks at you. Did you find any, I don't know, documents on the site? Essentially, you know that I will have to code this in. There's a lot of weapons and drugs there. I can't let anyone just stumble upon this stuff.
So, if we presumably found some documents there, would you have to take them? Because we
Depends on what kind of documents. Are the documents the kind of that the police can deal with them, or that only you can deal with them?
only we can deal with them,
So
I think.
no, I don't. I never heard about any documents taken from there.
Good. Then there was none.
Excellent. So I can code in.
Of course.
Excellent. I will do this. I will stay with this man for some time.
Thank you. And I walk
if
back to my
he-
colleagues.
If he regains after he regains consciousness, I will also want to ask him a few questions. Just make sure to learn everything I can. Of course, I would be very grateful if you, after reading the documents, could tell me what was inside. I mean, what was included in them. If that's not, I mean, too weird. He looks at you, sheepishly.
If we find it necessary for you to read them,
Of course.
we
Of
will
course.
let you read them.
I'm just saying in case they could be helpful during the investigation, you know.
Yeah, of course we would like to. Of course we're cooperating with you guys.
Just
For sure.
one question, and I need to ask you: did you take anything from the crime scene?
We took some weapons actually to protect ourselves because
What? So I guess pistols.
yeah, pistols. There were a lot of drugs, and we didn't take any of it.
Good.
So
Good.
you can report it in as some kind of drug bust, drug deal kind of thing. That's why we didn't take any drugs.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm grateful because, you know, we have enough of this shit on the streets of Miami as it is.
Yeah, and it would complicate our mission.
Yes. All right. Like I said, I'll call it in.
Thank you.
Okay, so you gotta do what you gotta do. If I'll call you if I'll find anything or need anything, and of course you can also call me if you need anything.
We will.
All right.
If we do, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. He shakes.
I grab his arm as he starts leaving it. If you're gonna interrogate the guy Piotr again, try to learn where the truck came from. Where did they find this thing?
All right. I mean, I did ask him this question before, and he essentially said exactly what he told you.
Okay.
It came from the north, from either northern United States or even, you know, Canada.
Right. Good.
All right.
All right. We're in touch. See you later. Of course, you know, he spoke with you. He spoke to you in a hushed voice, so the nurse didn't hear that. She just nods as you exit the room. It's a lot warmer outside, even though there's air conditioning working on the corridor. What's your next course of action?
I look over to Allison, the boss. What are you thinking?
The boss. Well, I'm unsure. What do you guys think? Are we going to? I was thinking about this pamphlet.
Yeah, he said that the rich guy Eduardo was connected to the gator farm, right?
Yeah. So should we go there? Or is it like it's gonna be really weird to get there like late at night?
Yeah, so maybe we should try to track down some of the tracks.
You look at the pamphlet. It says on the pamphlet that the gator farm is a private breeding facility owned by one Erasmo Richards.
Okay.
Or should we call and ask if we are welcome for a private tour?
Yeah, but we cannot do it at night. So we should maybe rest up and try tomorrow.
I'm thinking, first of all, if we look at the gator farm pamphlet, is it like a tourist thingy where they have tours? Okay.
Yes, it is. Essentially, it lies an hour south of Miami, in the Everglades, and in the pamphlet it reads that it is accessible by dirt roads.
Okay.
All right. I'm thinking that we basically just need to take a tour then.
Yeah, we should. But I also think should we look at the tracks?
The tracks
Maybe.
were leading south.
They were leading south.
You also have the document about Wendigo.
Yeah. So if we're gonna go to a hotel or something, I'm gonna read the papers tonight.
So what do you guys say? Hotel, read paper, then go to the gator farm.
Okay, I'm thinking here. We need, if we're gonna, the tracks go south, right?
Yeah.
We're in Miami, so we're at the south tip almost of Florida. The only thing that's
so you think
south
it's going
of us,
to the ocean?
No.
the only thing that's to the south of us is the Everglades. There's nothing more. So it's got to go into the swamp, and if it's going into the swamp, if this is a conscious thing, it's doing this on purpose. It broke out when it wanted to, so it's going after the guy who brought it down here. That's my best guess.
Yeah.
Sounds
Actually,
reasonable.
that means I'm thinking the clock. It's gonna go for revenge or something. It's probably not gonna be hampered by dark. So if we go and get a hotel room and sleep and stuff, we're just gonna come to another crime scene tomorrow.
Okay. In that
Okay.
case, I think we should go there right now, and Allison, you should read up as much as you can on the way.
Yeah, I can read on the way. It's fine.
We need something that can hurt this thing. We have exactly nothing. I mean, if they shot it so much, it should actually be more holy than you, preacher.
Oh, nice.
But
That was a good one.
proud. It didn't hurt it, so I'm thinking we need something that can actually hurt this thing.
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm not eager to risk my neck for this. I don't know.
Except
Well,
that we don't need what can hurt it.
But,
Or do you have any good guesses?
the only thing I have is C4 or grenades. I mean,
then you have something that's our best guess right now, right? So
Looking
the
for-
guns, the guns that we already have is for protecting us against like Russians if they're
Yeah.
still out there. So the monster, yeah, well, explosives. I agree, but we really should get going. So I think we have to go with the explosives and.
right, let's talk in the car. We move to the car and start driving there.
All right. Yeah.
My thinking is actually this thing is gonna be a conscious thing. It's intelligent.
Yeah, I think so too.
You can probably perhaps even reason with it.
Maybe not that smart.
Maybe not. And if so, maybe it doesn't talk our language.
Most importantly, you can't reason with anyone that does when you don't have anything it wants.
That's true. We don't know what it wants. We don't know its motivation. I'm just guessing that it wants revenge or something.
So maybe we should go there and scope out the place like stealthy and
Yeah.
see if it's there and observe it. Maybe?
All right, time for some recon.
Yeah.
I'm thinking actually, if you guys go there and start doing some recon, for instance, you and me, preacher, and Allison can read up on the material as we do our thing.
Yeah, sure.
Be good with crawling around in a swamp at night.
Yeah. We've been to the military, so
Okay, good. All right, so that's the plan. We go to the place now.
You drive
Yeah.
there. You get to your
Yeah,
car.
and I read on the way.
Yeah, you read on the way. In the back seat. Of course, no radio is playing because you need to concentrate. You guys drive through the, highly lit
Right.
streets of Miami at night. It's a really unique place. There's nothing else like it. Not LA, not New York. It's just unique. But Alison, you are, completely concentrating on reading the, you guess science treaty on the Wendigo, Children of Itla-Shua. Since of course you are Alison Steele, and you're really good at reading and gathering information, and of course you know that time is of the essence. By the time you get there, you finish the whole thing. Even though your head aches like hell.
Like hell, long flame, like flight
Yeah.
to get here, and then this reading. It's not
and
not good for your head.
Yeah, and on between there was also warehouse and the crazy Russian guy. So essentially, this is a fairly recent work by an unknown author. From what you've read, and that is interesting. The Wendigo is an alien mammal inhabiting the cold climates of North America. Their pale, slender frames are misleading of their enormous muscular strength. Wendigo bites cause the victim to undergo a physical change at the molecular level, eventually becoming a Wendigo themselves. The author believes this to be caused by an alien pseudovenom present in the creature's saliva that attacks and alters the DNA. While the creature's exact origins are disputed, it is commonly associated with the great wind-walking deity of Itla-Shua, serving her as their mother. Wendigos feel a great instinctual urge to migrate north whenever possible, but the author believes they are simply drawn towards aspects of Itla-Shua herself. Alison, you can add plus 1% occult and plus 3% unnatural to your character sheet,
Yeah.
but you also lose 2 points of sanity.
Yep.
You can share this info with the guys by the time you reach the place, but as you reach the place, the weather changes a bit. Do you share the info with the guys, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you guys essentially know the exact thing that I've just talked about. As you head down the farm through the dirt roads, over the dirt roads, rain begins to fall. Near the farm, the rain turns into snow, and a dense fog lies low to the ground. The temperature has considerably dropped in the vicinity of the farm. Everyone rolls sanity, please. Since this is, I don't have to tell you that this is unnatural. Nice, nice. Robert.
Yes. A second. There.
You've passed.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not as strange as the warehouse or even the hospital room. Well, maybe it is, but you've gotten used to it. But yeah, the visibility is almost on on 0 level. As you drive, you begin to pass fenced enclosures, which you guess separate the alligators by size. You also, the driver and the person sitting next to the driver, you also see one thing in front of you, on a road leading to, crossing the farm. You begin to see bodies. Yeah.
No.
We're talking dead people here?
Yeah, we're talking dead people.
In the road as well.
Yes. The visibility is very low, so you don't see the details, but you do see that there are bodies. I presume that when you saw the first body, you've actually stopped the car and not driven over it.
Ugh. Sweet Mary and Joseph.
Are you driving or are you exiting the vehicle?
Exiting the vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I open the door. I need to get to the to the trunk. Thinking about what you told us just now, Allison, about these creatures wanting to migrate north.
But this is south.
This is south, yeah. So it said something about it being drawn
Being close
aspects.
to Itla-Shua.
Yeah, which means if I'm just guessing correctly here, I'm thinking that I correctly spelled.
Yep.
I'm thinking that this collector, this rich man, Eduardo or Mr. Richards or whatever, sort of collects things of the Bendigo or of Itla-Shua. Maybe he has other stuff. Maybe that's why the creature's here.
Or maybe.
That's possible.
Or maybe Itla-Shua is already here. And then they migrate together.
The hell is
it's
Itla-Shua anyways?
Maybe it's the mother.
It's
But-
according to the document, it's a goddess.
Goddess, okay, yeah. is she meant to be like in the north as well, North America, Canada?
Yes, because Wendigo come from these regions, according to the document. They
Right.
worship, they serve Itla-Shua as their mother, and Itla-Shua is a wind-walking deity of northern provinces of America, of Northern America.
Yes, they're like the White Walkers.
Yeah, something like this, something like that.
Yes.
Good analogy.
All right. So
From the one who never just have seen the season of Game of Thrones.
Oh. Okay.
That is a really good guess.
Yeah, but you see the bodies, by the way, as you exit the vehicle, and I presume you take the weapons from the trunk.
Yep.
Alright. Who's armed with what?
I take a shotgun.
You take a shotgun.
I'm armed with my gun.
Okay, so Robert has his Glock, and Ronnie?
Yeah.
I pull out the shotgun as well.
The M4, okay.
Yeah, and before we shut the car, I throw over something that can shoot some longer, so probably an assault rifle or something like that.
So you take your M4 with you, okay.
Yeah.
You stuff your pockets with additional ammo, magazines, slugs, stuff like that. Or actually, buckshot more like. You see that the bodies in front of you, they're the same as in the warehouse. Like, dressed the same, looking the same. They're Russians. But this one, essentially, it's interesting. Well, actually, no. This one are the same as in the warehouse. They've also been torn, except for a few who have been shot.
Who have been shot? Okay.
Yeah, by what looks like a shotgun, actually.
All right.
All right.
That's odd.
Yeah. I just would like to remind you that it's incredibly cold. There's snow and fog. The visibility is very low. You move down the road, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you? All right. How do we play this? Do you want me guys to move up ahead first, scouting, or do you want to go in a mixed company?
We should go together, I think.
I think we should keep together as well, yeah.
To keep an eye out in every direction.
All right. In that case, I sling the shotgun up to my back, and I take the M16 with me instead.
Okay. You walk towards together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I go a little bit to the side, actually. I'm more stealthy than the other guys, so I'm trying to keep a little bit to the side and also,
Okay.
myself a little bit hidden.
So you need a roll to do this if you want to like stealth.
Oh, there we go.
So we all should we all roll stealth?
Oh, nice. If you want to. Yeah, you are stealthy, Ronnie. Very stealthy.
I'm just gonna go over here and hide.
Okay.
I'll
Alison.
be back in 20 seconds, guys.
But I
Yes,
found some
Alison
jade.
passed, of course.
Of course.
Alison is like master assassin. She moves
Of
quietly
course.
in her high heels. I honestly don't know if you have high heels if you are wearing.
Not today.
Yeah.
Today I'm wearing a tracksuit and white sneakers.
Yeah, that's why you're stealthy. Sneakers are always stealthy. Okay, yeah, so Ronnie and Robert, you are making a mess. You're splashing, like walking through the snow, splashing mud and snow everywhere. Well, Alison is just quietly moving to the side. Actually, is Ronnie here or did he went away?
He went away.
Okay, so we'll need to wait for him because I want all of you to be here. Oh, by the way, Robert and Ron, you can add 1% to your sneak skill.
Yep. Robert and Ronnie is just here for comical relief.
Yeah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
calling comic relief. Oh my god.
Set trombone in the background. Yeah, no one will see me when I'm standing in the middle of the road.
Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain
That's my
sight.
secret.
Yeah.
With a lamp on my head.
Exactly. No, but in all seriousness, you are trying to be stealthy, guys, but Alison is next level compared to you. She is the stealthiest one. As you approach what you presume to be, because you've checked the pamphlet, it had a small map at the back, the center of the complex of the Gator Farm, you actually begin to hear snarling, splashing water, and flesh tearing. Suddenly you see a man leaning against a fence of an enclosure. As you approach it, it is evident that he is enamored by events within the enclosure. And these events are exactly what I've described before. You see a man dressed in a strange fashion. He is essentially dressed in a mix of redneck fashion and classy fashion. This man is like, is honestly someone clipping their nails in the background?
No.
Okay. I mean, I don't care. I don't mind.
Was it you?
In fact, I am clipping my nails right now. Essentially, the man.
Everybody should.
Yeah, he's like a man from a provincial person who tries to be classy, if you know what I mean. He has white cowboy hat on his head. He's got impressive facial hair. He is also heavily wounded, being shot multiple times.
So it's like farm crazy. Farm classy, I mean. Not farm crazy.
Yeah, farm classy.
If he's shot several times and still standing, I guess he's farm crazy as well, though.
Yeah, he is bleeding heavily from gunshot wounds, but does not seem to notice. You also see that he holds a pump-action shotgun, and next to him are a couple of bodies of Russian gangsters. He actually knows that you approach, but he doesn't turn his head just as you come closer to him, and whatever is happening in the enclosure, he says, "Truly, they are the apex predator. Are they not?" Do you look into the enclosure?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Inside, a large, slender being is engaged in a brawl with an alligator, biting and clawing at the reptile. The alligator latches and defrows the creatures, audibly breaking bone. You don't see the details, fortunately for you. That said, you see the overall shape. Tall, gangly, with long, deadly claws, a strange, elongated face. You see the gleaming of many, many fangs in its maw.
Itla-Shua.
It's tall. It's 3 meters tall, maybe taller. Horribly thin. Horribly inhuman. Something from nightmares. Something not from this world. Sanity rolls, please. Nice.
Oh, poop.
Nope.
Oh.
And we have Ronnie. Ronnie, did you just roll double?
Oops.
Oh, 6 sanity points for you, and you gain temporary insanity.
And I'm at my breaking point as well.
You are on your breaking point. All right. Alison, in your case.
Yep.
Let me roll.
Oh, 1 from...
6.
The fuck?
Oh.
I rolled 69. I have 68.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Ah!
Alison and Ronnie, you drop whatever you're holding and run into into random directions, screaming. Essentially,
To an enclosure of alligators.
Essentially, well, I mean, you're running back basically to the safe place towards the car, because that's the only thing that you can concentrate on, to just go as far away from this thing, from this horrible alien monstrosity. You are just terrified. Your minds are shattering, especially your Ronnie. Robert, you are standing there praying to God, to Jesus under your
Yes.
under your breath. When your two colleagues just run away, dropping whatever they've held, screaming, "Ah!" And when they did so, the thing in the enclosure dropped the gator and turned its head towards you. You don't see the details, but you see the eyes. The eyes as cold as northern skies, through which
Lovely.
the goddess of eternal winter runs, and calling her children to her. The thing looked at you and snarled. This is no ordinary snarl. It essentially produced a sound which cuts through you like a knife. This is not a sound that is only registered by hearing. This is a sound that is registered by your entire being. Something so alien that it's impossible to even describe, but it forces terror into your soul and mind. Frozen terror of faraway dark places of this planet. Raw sanity.
Oof.
You go temporary insane. Essentially, you also you can take it. It's impossible. You can't take it anymore. You join your friends in flight because your head reverberates with this sound. This, or maybe it's not a sound. Maybe it's an idea of a sound. You don't really know.
I'm gonna be cheeky, and I'm gonna snap out of my insanity by using willpower.
Okay, how do you do that exactly?
Yes, there is in the rules. There's a
Yes?
version where you can repress temporary insanity by
Oh.
spending willpower points.
Yeah, you can do that. Actually, it's even in the need to know document. Yeah.
And this makes me have to. I'll spend the willpower points, and then I get to make another sanity roll.
Okay, but basically you've reached your breaking point, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the rules for the breaking point. I don't remember what that does.
Reducing sanity loss, adapting to sanity loss, repressing symptoms, regaining sanity. You spend 1d4. Essentially, what happens is you can attempt to reduce sanity loss by projecting it, god damn it, onto a crucial personal relationship, damaging a bond. Spend 1d4 willpower, please.
Alright, here we go. 1d4 coming up.
Okay, this means that you deduce one from your bond score.
And in this case, I'm reducing it from the sack boys.
Yes,
I'm just thinking about how embarrassed I am in their eyes, running and fleeing from a fight.
The next time your agent interacts with that bond, decide what shape the damage takes. Yeah, so you've like composed yourself, and my question is, do you guys, Alison and Richard, do you also plan on doing this, or are you just escaping into the night?
No, I'm just escaping.
Okay, Richard?
I'm planning to do it.
Okay, so roll 1d4.
It's 1d4. 1d4.
You need to deduce 3 from a certain bond. This is a lot, by the way.
This is a lot.
And once again, it is even described as it is heavily damaging the bond. So you guys will need to, think how this is going to work, assuming you, of course, survive the operation. Yeah.
That little detail. I have my highest score is my children, but that seems dark.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to think about it now after the game. Now,
Okay.
Ronnie, as you reach your breaking point, you gain a long-term mental disorder. Mm,
Ooh!
yeah, and since this is the unnatural type, I am going to later PM you with your disorder because I think it should be personal. I'm
Sounds
not going
good.
to talk about it now, unless you want me to, but it's your
Oh,
call.
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
so I'm going to. Yeah, your disorders are your private thing, guys, essentially. You compose yourself. Richard, you also compose yourself. You're like halfway towards to the running to the car. As you compose yourself, you hear behind you the horrible screams of Erasmo Richards because you guess that it was probably this man, leaning against a fence as he is essentially torn apart by this creature, limb by limb. You don't even need to see it to know that it's so. Alison, you're just running, running.
Yeah, I
running.
keep on running.
Yeah. Guys, what do you plan to do?
Grenade.
What?
Grenade.
Blade?
I want to throw a grenade.
Grenade.
Okay, remember that you don't see anything. It's snowing and it's foggy. Where are you throwing the grenade?
Where the guy was leaning towards the place where the guy was leaning against the fence.
You do know that you're not that close to it.
All right. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna move closer.
Okay, you're moving
I'm gonna
closer.
a grenade and getting ready to pull the pin.
Okay, you have your grenade in hand. You're ready to. You're getting ready to pull the pin. Richard, what about you?
I think I will wait and see what happens with the explosion, and then I will try to grab a shotgun from the ground.
Okay. Yeah, you've left your gun behind. Ronnie, you have your pistol still, and I think your shotgun on your back. Your M16 unfortunately was dropped right next to the enclosure. Okay, so you approach the sounds of tearing and snarling and killing.
This is not gonna be good.
Are you ready to throw the grenade?
The one thing I am ready for.
Okay, just so you know, it's not going to be that easy. Remember,
Oh.
it's night. You've snapped out of your insanity, but you are still extremely shaken. It's snowing heavily. It's foggy. This is just asking for trouble. Okay, if you think you know where to throw.
Here we go. And what skill would that be? Is that gonna be firearms? No.
Actually, throwing grenades. I think I have something here. Combat. Not cold shot. It's attack, inflict damage. Of course, since I only have my plebeian need to know, I don't have anything about grenades. I'm sad man.
Here we go. It's athletics, actually.
It's athletics. Oh, so cool. Okay, so it's like kind of
good.
dark heresy. Okay. Okay.
But, yeah, here we go.
Yes.
Athletics coming up.
Athletics.
What the hell?
You threw the grenade somewhere. It exploded.
Oh god.
In the darkness. When it exploded, you've heard that the sounds of feasting stopped, and then you hear.
I snapped forward the shotgun. I'm getting ready to just fire at anything that moves.
Yeah, you just you grab the shotgun. Richard, you think you have still some time before shit hits the fan. There's a dead Russian right next to you.
You mean Robert, right?
Yeah, sorry, Robert. I don't know why I said
Yeah.
Russian. Yeah.
I also pick up a shotgun and I get ready.
All right, you pick up a shotgun from the ground. It belonged to the dead Russian.
Yeah.
Alison, meanwhile, you've passed the car. You're just running forward.
Yeah, can I hide behind the car?
If you want to snap out of it, you need to spend willpower. Because temporary insanity means that you're going to run as far away as possible from the
Okay, then
source
I
of the
snap
threat.
out of it.
Roll 1d4 willpower.
So I just roll 1d4, or
Yeah.
do I run?
You roll
Okay.
1d4. So 1 is what you will like remove from your bond. And just like I've said before, this is the kind of like heavy damage to the bond, even though it's only 1.
Yeah.
So you will. So for example, a good idea. Robert has his kids, so for example, he could like I don't know, yell at the kids or even slap one. In a fit of rage. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that happens. For example, you, Alison, you could curse at your father as you speak over the phone with him.
Yeah.
Like, you never fucking talk to me, stuff like that. I don't want to get into nasty details, but I want you guys to realize that this is no trifle thing to do. This is heavy stuff. The stuff that breaks families and loses your closest friends. So
Yep.
remember to use it wisely, because it's even described in this section that it can rather quickly reduce bond to 0, and once your bond is at 0, you lose the bond. Your father will never speak to you again, your kids don't want to know you, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
you snap out of it right as you pass the car. You're panting heavily, even though it's freezing. It's like you can feel your muscles aflame. You've heard an explosion behind you, and then you begin to hear gunfire. Guys, a shape emerges from the fog, tall and gangly, and with claws dripping blood. The thing wails. What?
Kill. Shoot.
Now we're going into initiative order. So,
Right.
yeah. The thing, of course, is incredibly lethally fast as it lurches towards you. It looks like something from your worst nightmare, a tall, gangly humanoid with extremely pale skin, emanating an aura of deadly cold. It is hairless, but its jaw is elongated. It is full of fangs. The claws are like daggers. It's a monster. Now, can someone remind me how the combat works? Okay, first of all is of course initiative, which means that the character with the highest dexterity goes first, then the highest next dex, and stuff. So this thing has rather. How much dex do you have?
15.
I have just 10.
13.
Wow, you have high dex. Okay.
Doesn't help much, though, does it?
No, wait a second. I need to open. I hope that I have this book. Handler's Guide. Do I have Handler's Guide? Does any of you have Handler's Guide?
Huh?
Yeah, you have?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I shouldn't be asking you, but what the hell? Can you please open it on page 228?
228. Hang on. Gotta rip it open. I just have the player's guide out.
Unless I have here, maybe. I mean, I have
228.
Case Officer's Handbook, but I don't think it is the thing that I'm looking
228. Yes, I do have it open.
Okay.
What do you need?
There should be Wendigowak there.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of skill dex does this creature have? Or maybe can you like snap a picture and send it to me?
I can. Hang on, just a second. It's on actually 2 pages, so I need 2 pictures here. You just want the values, right?
Values, skills, attacks, stuff like that.
Oh, and shit. This actually.
Yeah, that's.
Here we go, and I'm just gonna send them over Discord to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Fascinatingly enough, I didn't actually see what it said now. So that's a good
Well,
thing.
I put Spotify over Discord, so I can see.
To anyone
No,
interested,
I'm gonna send it in a personal message, so
okay.
don't worry about that.
To anyone who's watching this is not piracy. No one will convince me otherwise. we are not distributing this stuff. We are just using it for the game's purposes, and the player actually has the book. So,
Yes, there are the
so
three
if
pictures.
you will complain about it, fuck you. Thank you.
Well spoken, my good man.
And also, fuck you, lizard people.
Yes. We don't need you to listen to our stuff. Okay, so I have it. Thank you very much. Right, so 13. Robert has 13. Ronnie, how much do you have?
Both me and Robert have 14.
No, 13.
You have 13. I have 14, so I'm first.
Okay, so Ronnie is first, Robert is second, Alison is third because you have 10.
Yep.
And the thing is last.
0.
Yeah, the thing is last. In that case, Ronnie, the thing runs towards you. I mean, towards both of you, so you're not exactly sure which one of you it will attack.
It's gonna be me. We all know. I'm gonna shoot it. I'm
Okay.
just gonna blow it out of the sky. Here we go. Firearms roll, right?
Go for it.
There we go.
You've managed to hit it. It doesn't. I mean, it won't carry. It just goes towards you. So roll damage.
What kind of damage does a shotgun do?
Shotgun normally deals 2d10 from where you're right now at close range, or 2d6 or 1d6 further out. But I do say that this is close range because, like I said, this thing just emerged from the gloom, so it's very close to you. So roll 2d10.
2d10. Here we go. Blam.
Nice.
17.
17. Very nice. But we have it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you've unloaded your shotgun at it. You've blasted center mass. To your horror, you swore that at least, if not all, most of the pellets just bounced off its hide. Yeah. And I just need to see one thing. If dodging hand to hand, no, it didn't dodge. Fighting back. Okay, so there's no you don't subtract your constitution from it. It just deals hard damage, from what I gather, right? You just deduce the damage from the HP pool.
Yes. Unless it has some kind of armor, but I'm guessing that's why it helped.
No, actually, it's a good. Thank you for reminding me. It does have armor. So 17 minus 4, 14 minus all is considered. All right. Okay. So it's okay. On 19 dark. Yeah. So it's still going. Robert, you're up. Blast the thing.
Firearms. Here we go. I only have 20. So
you've shot wide, extremely wide. You're terrified of this thing. It's like a force of nature. It's like, just this frozen death coming for you. Alison, you hear your colleagues unloading their weapons at presumably the thing from the enclosure.
Yeah, but I don't see anything.
You don't see anything because you are much, much further than they are. What are you doing?
Okay, then I'm sneaking in their direction.
You are trying to sneak. Then roll me a sneak test. Nice. You've passed. Excellent.
Trying to get closer without it noticing me.
Okay. Remember
you're a ninja.
Yeah, she's very good at sneaking, actually. Remember that you've also dropped your weapon, whatever you were holding. You still have your backup, if you have any backup. I presume that you have.
I put the I put the
weapon. Oh yeah, the weapon
rifle on my back.
Yeah,
so I have dropped my shotgun.
Okay. What it does is that it will now choose one of you randomly, because I like to do things randomly. It will go towards Robert. Robert, it pounces towards you, slashing at you with its claws.
Could I try to dodge?
You can essentially make defense row, you can dodge or even fight back against an income. You can fight back in this case. You have practically nothing to fight back with. You would need to have a knife, or you would have to fight a normal human to fight back, like with your bare hands. But you can fight back with your bare hands against this
But
thing.
maybe if I use the shotgun
Uh,
to smash it with the backside of it.
okay, you can. You're completely right. You can do this, of course. But before you do, let me explain.
Okay.
I start
You-
by being an asshole and say, on page, 53, have you taken another action that turn? You can't dodge or fight back until the next turn.
Oh. I mean, your agent can dodge or fight back against an incoming attack even before your agent's dex order in a turn. If you do this, it becomes your agent's single action for that turn. An agent who
Yeah.
has already taken another action that turn can't dodge or fight back until the next turn.
So how many actions do we have per
One.
turn?
One action per
Only
turn.
one. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a horror game.
Yeah, it is a horror game. I mean, in Need to Know, if you guys read it, like the example of play has essentially one agent die and another go insane. Just so you know.
The stakes are high. The stakes are high.
Yeah.
So I will just pray to God and hope
Yes.
that he misses.
Yes, indeed, you should. This thing just walks towards you, and it.
Oh no.
It slashes at you with its claws, and now we need to roll now. It's D100.
Come on, sweet baby Jesus.
It hits.
Oh.
It connects.
God!
Oh, gosh.
The thing's claws, which are essentially like combat knives, open you. How badly? We shall see. Yeah.
Oh!
I'm dead.
I
I have 9 points.
You have 9 points.
Yeah. So I'm at
Okay.
the -1 in that case.
Ronnie, you saw something like this. The creature jumped forward, inhumanly fast. It leapt. The claws flashed. You suddenly felt, over the deadly cold, something wet splattering you from head to bottom. And all around you, pieces of Robert fall to the ground. It didn't kill him, it destroyed him. It essentially turned him into ribbons of meat. Sanity check for you.
Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, lovely. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
Your combat instinct kicks in, and adrenaline, and the fear of your life, because this is no longer just, playing secret agents or even fighting terrorists. This is the fucking worst thing of your life. You look to where Robert was standing. He's no longer there. One of his legs are laying on the ground. The thing looms over you, spreads its arms like it wants to, embrace you, and just
Jesus Christ.
you feel the cold washing over you. You actually think that you feel your clothes hardening, getting like frozen by this devil from myth. Your turn.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course. I should have brought a flamethrower. I think I put that somewhere in the notes section. Ooh, nothing else. It's faster than me, so it's gonna catch up to me if I run. I can only shoot and hope for the best. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot again.
Okay, unload.
Do I actually do I see? I don't see Alice. No, she's a ninja.
No, you don't know what happened to her.
I shoot again. There we
Shoot.
go.
You've hit. It doesn't dodge. It just, It takes it like a champ.
Attacks.
Yeah.
It takes it like a champ.
I mean, it doesn't dodge because it's it's a beast. It's not that.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Alright.
care. It's an apex predator essentially. So 2d10.
There we go. Damage.
Okay.
Half of that minus something.
I need to check it. Once again, from point blank, you fired at it. Just, unloading shell after shell from your Benelli. Yelling, ah! Boom, 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 boom. Stuff like that. The thing just rocks back, but it's like it doesn't die. It just fucking stands there. It doesn't die. It can't die. It just looks at you. From up close, you see that actually you managed to hurt it. There are puncture wounds in its flesh. Almost no blood comes from within it. At least you don't think you see anything. It is fucking snow and darkness. The only thing you can see is its eyes that blaze blue, and the only thing you can also see is Robert's blood dripping from the creature's talons. Alison, please.
As I sneaked forward, can I see anything?
Well, sneaking essentially, yeah, I mean, you weren't that far, and I presume that, it's this fast kind of sneaking.
Yep.
Yeah, you've also
Yeah,
heard...
as they were shooting, I don't need to be, like, quiet.
Yeah. As you are sneaking forward, you see that in the gloom, you see a muzzle flash, and in the muzzle flash, splitting the darkness, you see the silhouette of, you think, Ronnie, and the silhouette of something not from this world. You don't see Robert anywhere. You hear Ronnie just, crying out in rage, grief, and terror. And you see that the creature once again it just raises its claws. What
Right.
are you going to do?
Well, I guess I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. You shoulder your rifle. You aim
Yep.
for the creature, hope for the best. It's dark. You are essentially shaken to your very core. It's snowing everywhere. It's deadly cold. For a split second, you have this absurd idea that even if you survive this, you are going to grab a cold. And then you begin to shoot with your M4.
Yes. So how much damage do you do? Because I haven't...
First of all, you need to roll firearms. And just let me quickly check. I have assault rifles here. Rifle 1d12.
So, doesn't matter. I missed.
Yeah, you fire into the night. You fire a long burst. Reach Ronnie. Bullets whiz past your head. They whiz past your head. You think that one of them even actually hits the creature, but it ricochets off its skin. The creature tries to... Wait for it. The creature grabs you.
Alright.
It grabbed you
Alright.
in both hands.
No, it's gonna bite!
I don't need to tell you, of course, that it grabbed you so that you can't actually use your shotgun. It grabbed you by the arms, pinning them close to your body, and it raises you like you're weighing nothing. It pulls you closer towards its mouth.
I have an action I want to do if I can.
Yes, you can, because that's it. That's the creature's entire action. Now it's your turn. I think I know what you're going to do.
I'm gonna pull the pin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
How many grenades did you have on you?
I don't know actually. I took a few, and I also had some C4.
C4 won't go off like that. Actually, funny thing, you can cook fire with C4, unless there's...
No, but I had a couple of detonators as well there, so it might actually be a spark.
Well, let me just say it like that. If you're going to do the thing that I think you're going to do, and you're
I
doing
am.
the thing. Okay, Alison, you saw what
Yes.
happened. The creature
Yes, I did.
picked Ronnie up.
Yep.
You even though it's dark, your mind just it showed you what's happening. The creature opened its mouth. It wants to infect Ronnie with the horrible alien disease. Suddenly you heard clink, and then everything was light and sound. The remaining hand grenades that Ronnie had on him exploded after he pulled the pin from one of them. He simply ceased to exist. He turned into scraps of meat and bone. The creature also died. You saw that after your ears stopped ringing and your eyesight returned to normal, you saw that what remained of it essentially were pieces thrown all around. A portion of its claw landed right next to you, twitched a few times, and then went still.
I think I'm just petrified for
It's
second
still
minute.
snowing. Funnily enough, you still hear the gators snarling all around you. No, not all around you actually. It's well, in front of you. A gator probably escaped. You look into the darkness. Your mind works. You don't know what's in there, but you hear the footsteps. No, not the footsteps. The steps of something monstrous. Stomp. Stomp.
Something big.
Stomp. Something big. Something that sounds like an alligator merged with something else. And then you remember the enclosure, the thing biting the alligator.
I run to the car.
You run to the car. Behind you, the Wendigator roars into the night.
Wendigator. Oh,
I'm
Lord
not
have
kidding.
fucking mercy.
I'm not
Lord.
kidding. That's what it's called in the
Oh,
scenario.
Lord have fucking mercy. That's like the worst thing combined.
You drive away, and you never look back.
Oh,
Should
definitely not.
You should always check your rear view mirror.
Of
No,
course,
you should never check your rear view mirror.
Yeah.
You're always better off if you don't.
A day later, after you've slept for 15 hours in the car at the side of the road, having nightmares of gangly tall creatures with long arms killing your friends, you've been essentially woken by a cell phone, by ringing of a cell phone. Silva called you. He asked for a sit rep essentially because none of you have contacted him by any means. I presume that you've told him everything you did.
Yes, I did.
That happened to you. He arranged for your immediate extraction by means of a small Cessna flight, essentially from a nearby airfield under Miami, near to Miami. He told you to ditch the car, and either grab a bus or even, just be a hitchhiker and grab a ride to the airport. Of course, leave everything that's on you, like weapons, stuff like that, in the car, but take every single document, every single scrap of paper, everything with you.
Yeah.
At the airport, you were approached by an anonymous man who presented himself as Frank. since he knew exactly your description and even your real life credentials. I mean, name, surname, stuff like that. He also told you that he's from the boss.
Yeah.
You went with him, and you flew back to New York, leaving behind the car with the weapons, unless you wanted to take something with you.
No, I don't. I just left
All right.
everything except for the
For the papers.
papers.
Yeah.
And the cash, because I thought I'm gonna have something good out of it.
Yeah. The cash, of course, you took with you. You've landed at a small airport near New Jersey, from which Frank took a car and drove you back to the city itself. Silva met you at the top of a skyscraper in Manhattan, in central Manhattan. You've during the flight and the drive, you've switched between the state of being awake and just fainting from exertion and from what happened. But the fact is that even though you are incredibly tired, every time you close your eyes, you saw those things. And so it came to that Frank just stopped at the gas station and bought you like a triple espresso, to just because you didn't want to go back to sleep, you didn't want to go back to seeing those things, the things coming hailing from the far north, serving the goddess of eternal code. Silva met you at the top of the building. He's his usual self, aviator jacket, he's
Thinking of
yeah, he's slightly.
then-
I mean, he doesn't stink. He slightly smells of smokes and whiskey. He's not alone. There's a man with him. The man looks like ex-military, or actually, well, military. Tall, well built, dressed rather similarly. I mean, black leather jacket, combat fatigues, combat boots.
Yeah.
His face is neutral. He looks more like a robot, honestly, than human. But the weirdest thing is when you look at Silva, you see that he's worried. You see compassion on his face. He walks towards you. Frank essentially left you up top and then just said goodbye to you. He didn't talk to you throughout the entire journey. He just he's the silent type and just left you there. Silva walks to you, puts his hand on your arm. Miss Steele, I'm sorry. I want you to know I'm sorry.
I don't think I answer. I just look at him with like empty eyes.
Frank messaged me about essentially, well, from about what he knew. I want you to know that Sergeant Fallon is missing. It was reported by a nurse from the hospital that the prisoner broke through his restraints and beat him. The prisoner escaped. Fallon also disappeared.
You understand what that means, don't you?
I do understand what this means. I've sent a team to the gator farm. Fortunately it was as far away from the road, so that no authorities came to investigate there.
Okay.
And since it was weekend, Sunday, it was closed. So no people came to, watch the crocs. Well, gators, you know what I mean. Normally I wouldn't tell you this, but you have the right to know. They found the remains of the Reverend They,
I know, I saw them.
yes, they've also found a lot of dead gators. And inside Mr. Richard's house, Erasmus Richard's house, they found a shrine. Shrine to the goddess that those creatures serve. The shrine has been destroyed, but the creatures left. Even though they are drawn to the aspects of Itla-Shua, they are drawn more, if I can say it like that, to the north.
Okay. So you believe that they have returned?
I believe
to
they
the
are
north?
heading north. Northern regions of United States, probably even further, I guess northern regions of Canada, where it's really friggin' cold. I guess
Sadly, they have to walk through a whole lot of U.S. before they.
we already have surveillance, says the man in the black coat. We've put drones up in the air, satellite surveillance. We've mobilized every single asset that we have. Still, this is Agent Thomas, actually. Call me Berkut, says the man. He's one of the specialists tasked with dealing with this thing. I want you to know that you did all that was possible, and you did it extremely well, given the circumstances. There wasn't anything that you could do to avoid this. You did a good job, says the man, and I'm sorry for the loss of your friends. I've lost friends in the field as well, I know how it feels. Jonathan, she should take a few weeks off, maybe even a few months. Yes, Mike, I know that, thank you. Miss Steele, you are... I'm not good at this. You are dismissed, essentially. Think about... I've spoke with your superiors in the CIA. You have a long vacation in front of you. I'm thinking 2-3 months. Visit your family. Try to relax. You see that he's not very good at this, but he means well. Actually, he honestly means well. When the time comes, I will contact you. If you decide to stop the service, I'll understand. The man in Thomas or Berkut or whatever the hell his name is. When we catch them and put them down, I'll let you know if you wish me to, Miss Steele.
Yes, thank you.
And be sure we will put them down. Once again, sorry for your loss. If you need a ride, I can call you a cab.
That would be good, thank you.
The man, pulls out a cell phone. Yeah, hi, I would like to order a cab at, to this and this street, number, stuff like that, as fast as possible. Yes, it will be prepaid. Thank you. Alright. Jonathan, I'll see you later. We'll discuss these things. I think we can even call the Air Force for this one. They could probably use some exercise. Pick up a few F-22s in the air. Loaded with napalm. What do you say? Just like the old times? Yeah, sure. Can you take Miss Steele to the cab? Sure thing. Allison, if I can call you that, please, says the man.
Yeah, that's alright.
If you have any documents on you, I would just like to take them from you. Any intel, anything that can help us.
I hand over the papers.
he hands them over to Silva, essentially. Takes them from you, hands them to Silva. Thank you. Come on. He puts his hand on your shoulder, and he just gently takes you down to the cab. Tells the cabbie, makes sure that the cabbie knows that the bill is already paid in advance, and tells him to help you up the stairs if you need it.
Okay.
He once again, actually, he kind of sketches a salute. See you later. Take care.
See you.
Rest.
Thank you. And I give him a nod, and I sit down in the car.
Yeah. Well, that was it. You drove back home. You had 3 months of paid holiday, essentially. Of course, there were emails from your boss at the company saying that, that everything is fine, so to speak,
Okay.
and that you can come back whenever you're ready. There was also, you've later also received an email that you've actually been commended for your duty to the country. And while, of course, the commendation is top secret, you will be receiving a medal, a special service medal, essentially. It's a funny thing. The CIA does actually award medals, but of course they are never known publicly. You can't even take the medal back home. You're like giving a medal, and then they take it back, but it's in your file. And it's a very, very high commendation in secret, in secret service and intelligence work. So yeah, that's pretty something.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I guess that you took that bond from your dad.
Yep, I did.
So unfortunately, something bad happened between you during this time. I don't know what. It's up to you. You could have yelled at him over the phone, or didn't even talk to him when he tried to call you like 50 times. It's up to you.
Yeah, okay. I will figure something out.
Yeah, and like I said, you have 3 months of leave, and after 3 months, you've met new team, because the fight never ends. But
Absolutely.
the team will be introduced next time, assuming that Jim and okay, and Martin still want to play.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And
We'll be back in the Wendigator 2.
yeah, and 3 months later, essentially, you were given a new assignment by this time by the man in the black coat. I mean the black jacket, who insisted on just using his code name, Berkut. Which, if you know anything about Eastern Europe, it's a name for a hunting eagle, used on the steppes of Ukraine in ages past. Russia, Ukraine, stuff like that. And meanwhile, in the far north, a man once known as Wesley Fallon, Piotr, and accompanying them a nameless alligator, howled into the cold night sky, over which their goddess ran. That's it.
Holy smokes.
For a little while, it felt like a win.
It never felt like a win. We should have run.
Wouldn't have helped. It was so much faster than this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, like, when you both started running so fast, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna die.
And oh, we did. And when you, Johanna and Martin, run away, and I'm standing there all by myself, I was thinking, now I will die. It took just some more minutes, but I did die.
Yeah. I actually thought you would
I
die there
like
as well.
exploded.
Mm. I was actually pretty shocked. I thought that you have more HP.
Yeah.
Now, guys, sorry, I'm finishing my pizza. Don't want to be rude, but a man's got to eat. No, in all seriousness, guys, Delta Green is extremely deadly game,
Yeah.
and I hope that you realize that, because I know that there are players who don't like losing their characters. But this is a game where
I think we all were ready for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah,
a
we
game
were.
where literally you die a lot.
I mean, we survived 2 games out of 3, so in Call of Cthulhu terms, that is like a win.
Actually, when I've run this game, one of my players, when I've run this adventure for the first time, this operation, one of my players got turned into Wendigo and killed
Whoa.
another. So yeah,
Whoa.
this is yeah, the
Whoa.
professor of anthropology, helping the FBI. He became the Wendigo and he escaped with the Wendigator to the north. They became best buddies. It was like bromance.
They became Wendy buds.
Wendy buds. Yes, Wendy buds.
The fan fiction is writing itself once again.
No, thank you. I don't even want to think about that. Rule 34 does not apply here. So yeah, this is. But I think this was a cool scenario. I would really want to run it with you guys. I hope that you like it, even though Martin and Jim, your characters, have unfortunately perished. Though I must say, it was fucking epic. Both,
It was
Robert's,
really epic.
yeah, Robert's stand with the shotgun, Reverend with a shotgun is, I mean, Priest with a shotgun always works. And,
Yeah.
And Ronnie with the, fuck this shit, I'm out. Man, what a way to go.
And also this time Ronnie played himself.
Well, yes.
He actually there's some character development also. He became himself.
Yeah, he died as himself essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a good. That was a bad transformation. He survived as long as he was someone else.
Yeah.
As soon as he turned himself, he was like, "Okay, now I die."
Actually, guys, Ronnie Podolsky is also an alias. His name was Dennis Dalo.
Oh, I didn't want you to say this to say that to them.
But
So
yes,
everything was a lie.
Yes.
was a lie.
This is the world of lies and half truths.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a shame that Ronnie actually died because I wanted him to gain paranoia. Honestly, I was thinking about this.
Ooh,
Or
that
even
would be great.
Yeah, I mean, given that he was already rather paranoid, it would work really well. Okay,
Yeah.
in that case, Jim and Martin, I would like for you to think about your new characters.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but honestly, people, always have a backup character in Delta Green.
Okay.
Because as you see, all it takes is one hit.
Oh yeah.
I have a backup ready.
Excellent. But I am glad that one of you survived. By the way, also Joanna, Alison will now essentially become the leader of the cell.
Okay.
Cool.
Because the new characters of Martin and Jim are freshmen.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that Alison is gonna be just a bit angrier next time.
Yeah. Oh, and also your new handler is, like I said, it's Thomas, aka Berkut. Silva is, well, you don't really know the details, but he's for now not working with you.
Okay.
And and from what you've gathered by speaking to your new handler, Berkut is much more of a fan of, let's just say, direct action.
Yeah. Okay.
Less espionage, more drone strikes. Probably
Whoa,
because it's
cool.
almost, I mean, from the way that he, presents himself, handles himself, it's almost certain that he's ex-special forces. So, he will. But like I said, this I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about this to you next session. Just, yeah, your modus operandi will change slightly now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So, guys, Martin, Jim, think about characters. Alison, think about what you want to do during those 3 months.
Yes.
Thanks for the game,
And-
people. Yeah. So, sorry, Anna.
Thank you.
Yeah. If are we gonna have like a recap or something like next time, or do you? Because I can say at once that the thing she's gonna do in these 3 months is she's gonna act as Miss Trigger Happy and shoot a lot of guns at the shooting range to get out some anger, and she's gonna read more of the about the occult. So that's what she's gonna.
Okay, yeah, since it's 3 months, you can essentially do two things. Because like it's a lot of time, essentially.
Yeah.
You have a lot of time on your a lot of free time on your hands, so and you've took quite a lot of insanity points. I don't think that
Yeah.
you're at your breaking
Oh,
point.
that I should. No, I'm not, but I'm getting there. So maybe I should do that instead.
No, what I want to say was that it even though in games terms like mechanic wise nothing happens to you. Like in game, you have nightmares. When you see tall people, you can feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it did left a mark. As well as seeing Ronnie just killing himself to avoid a horrible fate. But since you've already told me that you're going to shoot a lot because you want to, release the anger, it's I guess I didn't even need to comment on that. Yeah, but yeah, there will be of course a recap in a few weeks when we'll play together again. So guys, think about what I've said. Thank you for the game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll try to find some cool new scenario for you next time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and once again, I'm sorry for being late today, but I need to heal.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, I need to heal my back. So,
we are actually the ones now being late.
why?
It as in meaning dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. So anyway, see you next time, people.
Yeah.
Take care.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.